Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. So excited because today is the day that I'm going to share with you my 2025 planner lineup. I am always excited for a new planner year to jump into a new planner, but this year I feel like double, triply so because my planning system completely fell apart last year, like seriously, totally died. And so this year it really feels like I'm starting fresh, just starting over, starting something brand new, really committing to a planner this year versus a whole planning system or lineup of planners. I'm going to just have one main planner this year, and I'm really excited for that. The overall theme is kind of simplifying my planner routine and kind of back to basics. I just really feel like I need that. When I say my planning system kind of failed me this year, I mean completely failed me. I have a couple of elements left that I am going to kind of piece back together with something new, but I have not used a weekly planner or a daily planner for most of this year. It's really been months since I've touched a physical bound planner in any meaningful way, and that's so unusual for me. The past 2 years I've kind of been hopping through different weekly and daily planners. I've had a core system of monthly stuff that had kept me underpinned, and that worked for a little bit over a year for me, honestly. 2023, that system fully functional and worked, but as I got really busy this year and especially started working on a lot of different work projects and doing some traveling, that totally fell apart, and the planner hopping, it just is not working for me anymore. So I will be committing. I have one main big picture planner this year, pretty much one planner, and that's it. Then I have some other calendars and helpers and other things that I will also be sharing with you, but my main planner, my everyday planner that I'm going to be using every day and every week is the Moxie Life Flagship Vertical. I'm so excited. My goals and my plans are going to be in one place. This is my 4th year using the Moxie Life system for goal setting. I'm a huge fan of this system. I really feel like I live according to this system. Even when I wasn't actively setting goals for part of this year, I still live my life very much in the Moxie Life framework. The past 3 years, I've actually used the quarterly companion notebooks, which I think are a really fantastic product, and you can use them to pair with any planner that you like. But for this year, I'm going to be trying out the Flagship, which has all of the goal setting pages in here dated, plus all of the weekly planning spreads. This is a lined vertical planner. I will flip us tabletop view in a minute after I introduce a few more things so that we can take a closer look at this planner. It's brand new. I've not written in it yet. I'm very excited. This is from the new 2025 line. And this is pretty much going to be my main, only, and all-in-one planner with a very few exceptions. Really, the only exception to that is I still feel like I need a separate space for planning content. If I try and put videos and reels and TikToks and all that stuff in my main planner, it just looks too busy, and then I can't find the kind of real-life things that I need every day. So with that in mind, I actually do have a separate content planner. I just use this for social media planning. I am making a little adjustment to which planner that I'm going to be using for content planning this year. I'm still using a Laurel Denise, but this year I'm going to be using the mini project planner instead of the full-size horizontal, which is what I used last year. So this is really, really cool. It's just like a single page spread. I didn't feel like I needed the weekly pages in the middle. It's got a calendar on this side. This one is undated. And then it's just got 4 really big columns. This one I'm actually already using. I started it in November, and I'm just going to keep going with it. I did not buy a new one. If I like this still, when the new undated ones come out in the spring, I'll probably grab a new one to continue on with. But for right now, I'm just going to be using the one that I have. And so far, I'm really liking this for content planning. I did take a super long time off content planning last year, and I actually took a long time off posting on social media, and then have been back kind of patchwork on and off a couple of times. But I'm back, new year, back posting, all of the good things. So stay tuned for planning videos and all of that stuff. But this is the planner that will make that happen, my content planner. Then the next thing I have, which is something that, well, I don't think I started this at the beginning of last year, but at some point last year I started using these giant calendars from Kaleidoscope Living, and I love these. This is pretty much the only part of my planner system that has survived the past year. It's become really, really core to my planning system. I actually have 2 sets of these. Kaleidoscope Living was kind enough to gift me both of these. So I have a set like this, which is full navy, and then I have a set that looks like this that's in rainbow. Right now I'm using the rainbow ones. After I finish this little intro, I will show you where these are in my office. I hang 2 of them at a time, and then I kind of, a few days into the first month or a week into the first month, whatever it is, I swap out the last month, and then you know, kind of slide things over. So I actually still have my November, December one up. It's the beginning of December while I'm recording this, so it is time for me to slide December over and add a January one in. Now the big decision is whether to go with the rainbow or the navy blue. These are so awesome and they're reusable. You write on these with chalk markers and then you can just wipe them clean and then use them for year to year. And they're a really big calendar. They have enough space, so whether you do Sunday start or Monday start, you're never gonna have to split the days. And then I pretty much just draw on a base with the chalk marker every month and then cover these in sticky notes to have like all of our kids' schedules, work projects, all different things like that. So you'll see mine in action in just a minute, but I'm still loving these and I will be using them again this year. Speaking of wall-mounted calendars, another thing that I'm still using, I think 3 or 4 years running at this point, is my MC Squares calendar. This is that material that kind of sticks to anything shiny, and this goes up on our fridge. This is our dinner calendar. I'm gonna call it our dinner calendar because I've not been doing a great job with meal planning. In theory, this is our monthly meal planner. I usually plan like 4 days to a week at a time, at least during my peak of meal planning, and kind of write that out. So I just set this up at the beginning of the month, and then I add our dinners to it as we go through. We've still been tracking our dinners, but a lot of times I'll end up writing it down the day of. I would like to get back to more routine meal planning, but we are still gonna be using that for this year. This is an extra one that I have. I have one set up on my fridge already for this month, so I will pop downstairs and show you that as well. This year we're going to be adding a weekly calendar to the fridge as well, at least to try out and see how I like it. I feel like this year we have gotten so incredibly busy with kids' activities, like it is just non-stop. And the driving schedule has gotten increasingly more complicated. So I thought it would be really helpful to just kind of keep the weekly activities schedule on the board. And then the thing that I really like about the dry erase is, one, I can just set this up once. I'll put in all of the kids' activities, and then if we have any events during the week, I can add them in off to the side. That way I don't have to erase the schedule that is the same every week. I can just add to it and just erase the one side. The kids always want to know what day it is, what activity they have. My husband does some of the pickups depending on what time they are. We have carpools going on, all kinds of things. So gotta keep track of all of that, adding in a weekly fridge calendar so that the whole family can see it. Again, if it was just me, I have my planners and my calendars, but I think this makes it a little bit easier to manage the whole family. Then next up is a product that I've absolutely fallen in love with this year, which is the Softbound Productivity Notebook. This is from Erin Condren. It's a little A5-ish, just a little bit smaller than A5, I think, size notebook, and it is lined with some checklists and stuff like this, and I have been using this a ton for just like work and projects and to-dos, especially when I haven't been using a planner for a good portion of this year. So I absolutely love this. This one I started fairly recently. I've only used a few pages on, so I am going to keep going with this in December. I do run through these fairly quickly, especially if I'm really busy with work, because I do just take like a lot of work meeting notes and things like that on that. So I actually have 3 more of these all ready to go in case I need them for the year. Just use these. I keep these next to my computer desk so that I can write in them. I do sometimes put like personal stuff in here, especially now, although I imagine a lot of that is going to go back more into my planner. And some basic work stuff will go in my planner, but if I'm having a lot of meetings, if I'm working on a big project, it's not even necessarily like a weekly setup or a daily setup. This is where I'm taking notes and what I'm using to keep my work stuff organized. So while these were on sale during the Black Friday sale, I did go ahead and grab them. I've got a watercolors cover, another one in this pomegranate, so pretty, and then this mid-century circle one. Then the last thing that I want to mention is my iPad. So I bought an iPad during the Black Friday sale this year, and I also got a keyboard for it, I got an Apple Pencil, the whole thing. I'm so excited. And I did download all of the MoxieLife digital planning tools. So as a MoxieLife affiliate, I did receive the digital planners for free, so I did not pay for these. I did, of course, buy myself a new iPad and an Apple Pencil. The new iPad I wanted for a number of reasons, so that was already in the game plan. The Apple Pencil, I will admit that I mostly got to try out the MoxieLife digital planning stuff, and also to play around some lettering and even maybe some painting or art on the iPad as well. I just thought that could be really, really cool. I am still going to be using the paper planner. I'm definitely a paper planner person through and through. I love having this open, so this is gonna be my main jam. What I've mostly been using the iPad for, what I've been loving in the MoxieLife digital planning, is the reflections process, and doing that digitally, having this as more of a journaling space feels really good and so easy. What I love about this compared to paper journaling is that I often feel like I don't want to carve out the time to do paper journaling throughout the day, to sit down with like a notebook, to make like something pretty. I then am taking away from planning time or work time or kids time or something, or relaxing time, whatever. The journaling stuff in the iPad means that I can do it right before bed. And I have actually for about 2 weeks now been doing some journaling or work on the reflections or work on the goals and that kind of journaling every night right before bed, just for like 15 minutes to 30 minutes in my bed, already ready, like teeth brushed, skincare on, pajamas, lights out, writing in this journal or typing in the journal, which I actually really, really love, and then going to bed right after that. And that has been so amazing. It feels so much better than like scrolling your phone before you go to sleep. And it's just been really wonderful. So I'm hoping to keep up with that practice for this year. Right now, I've mostly been working in the Moxie Life Annual Reflections notebook in here, but I'm hoping to incorporate other journaling and some other tools into this as well. So that is it for my lineup. We have one main planner and some supporting players. Much simpler lineup than I've had the past couple of years. So I'm going to show you where some of these things live in my house and then flip you tabletop to take a look at my main planner. So this is a look at those Kaleidoscope living calendars as I have them up on my board. I've just got like this decorative pin board. My filming desk is right over there, and then my computer desk is right over there. Ignore the giant pile of presents. That is our Hanukkah and Christmas gift, and I actually just roll my chair back and forth. It's just my favorite office chair. So like I said, I've got November up and December up, and it's about the time where I will be pulling down November and putting up January. If you want to see that process, I almost always film it for Instagram, so you can check me out at My Crafty Plans there. And then if you see, I've got the white kind of background set up. I put like breaks and trips, all that kind of stuff on there. And then everything else goes on sticky notes. These are the Moxie Life color-coded sticky notes, so they match the life area, and I am using them according to their life area. Like, for example, this one was for a PTO meeting, and that's volunteering. It goes in the spiritual and personal growth category. This was a work project. These are kids' activities. A lot of purple on my calendar, because as I said, my kids just have nonstop activities. Personal, like a haircut there, nail appointment there. So those are according to the Moxie Life areas, and that's just where they sit. It's right in between my two desks. I look at these almost every day, and then I have down here a little Kanban style setup. So I've got something for coming up potentially and to schedule, so I can add in extra sticky notes that I like know something's going to be coming up, but I don't know exactly when it is yet, or especially that happens with work projects. And it's also just kind of like a staging area for the extra kid stuff that I have created that I haven't put up yet, or like extras of everything that I need, or ones that I've saved. Like, for example, after the kids go, after I don't need this kid's dentist one, I'll just add that in back here so that way I can reuse it when the next time they have a dentist appointment. So anyway, those are my giant Kaleidoscope living calendars. You can let me know in the comments below if you think I should use the all navy set or stick with the rainbow. So here's our fridge in the kitchen. I cleared off the whole left-hand side of the fridge because that had like a lot of school-specific and kid-specific information on it. But this like right-hand part of the fridge is usually where I have all of our planning stuff. So there is my MC Squares calendar, our current one. So we've got some like events and stuff written on it. My husband has actually been helping fill out this calendar as well lately. And as you can see, we have like a very busy schedule this week, which is why I was thinking the weekly thing might be really good to have. And then, as I also said, mostly we've been using this to track dinners. We will eventually get back, or I will eventually get back to meal planning. And then underneath that, I just have some of these same things, sticky notes and listing pads from MC Squares or Erin Condren, and then I just clip on the markers there. My only concern with the weekly calendar is that the kids do love to kind of draw on them. A little bit of kids art as well right there. But I think if I keep some of the listing stuff up and then just move it down or to the right and then put the weekly one right there, it'll all work out okay. So that is where the calendar lives on our fridge. All right, now we are tabletop view, so let's take a quick look at everything. I realized it was really hard to see while I was holding things in front of me, but this is what my weekly calendar from MC Squares looks like, except upside down. So you can just write the week of here, and then it's got the days of the week running horizontal. So like I said before, divide that in half and put everything that's gonna stay on one side and everything that you'll wipe clean on the other. There's also space for any notes or a to-do list. And this is what the blank calendar looks like. They're the same size. One is just like landscape and the other one is portrait. And these are both available from MC Squares website, but you can also get them on Amazon. They're usually Prime shipping and stuff, so really easy to grab these. And I do have them linked in my Amazon store, or if you can't find them, definitely feel free to message me. And then for the Erin Condren Productivity Notebooks, let me just show you what the layout looks like. So when you open it, it does just say take note, and then it goes right into the notes page. So it's a 2-page spread. On the top left-hand side, you've got this lined section, a little gray bar at the top there. I usually just put the dates or whatever. And then you have a to-do section with long to-dos over here on this page. So plenty of space to write like a whole sentence or whatever you want. And then there are just little circles there for to-do listing. And then on the right-hand page, what you have is a lined section that takes up about like 2/3 of the page. And then the remaining 1/3 of the page is a to-do list for most of it. And then it does have just like a little gray box at the bottom here. So I find this layout just super, super functional, especially for work-related things and like meeting notes and stuff like that. So I do use this quite a bit. And it just repeats. There's no like weekly spreads or anything in here. It's just that productivity notes pages. So just the double spread. And there is a bookmark in here, which is convenient because you can mark where you are in the book. Like I said, I usually either just have this open on my computer desk off to the side there, or I keep it in the little pocket next to my computer desk when I'm not using it. So that is the Erin Condren Productivity Notebook. And while I do share almost all of my planners here, I don't typically share this because it usually just has like client sensitive information and different things. Like this is kind of my unfiltered work notes place. So not something I share, but if you're curious how I use this for meetings, I could definitely do a sample spread or something like that. So just let me know. Then I thought I would just show my iPad as well, just really quick so you can see what the digital planner thing looks like. So if you are interested in more digital planning stuff, definitely let me know. I will try and share some of it. Like I said, I'm mostly going to be using this for a journal. So I did get this case also from Amazon on Black Friday, and it has a keyboard, which is really nice. I think you can keep the keyboard in here. It sticks to it magnetically like when you're using it, but you can keep the keyboard in here. I just worry about the keys being like against the iPad screen. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, and I tried to watch like a bunch of review videos, and some people had it in there, some people didn't, so I'm not really sure. You can let me know what you think. But while I've been keeping it at the house, I've mostly been storing the keyboard just like kind of off to the side or on top of it. I do really like this case though. And then I just wanted to mention a couple of accessories. The inspiration for these were from the Moxie Life team, from Darian, who is their digital planning guru. So I did swap out the tip of my Apple Pencil to one that's like a little more pen or pencil-like, and I just bought these on Amazon. They were honestly like $5 for a whole set of new tips. And it comes with just like a bunch of replacement ones and like different pen tips and different like sizes. One's supposed to be like a 0.5, 0.7, etc., as well as some replacements for the original one. So it comes with, I think, 6 different tips, and then you just kind of screw them on and off for the Apple Pencil. I do really like the little metal one that's like a little bit thinner. I do think that that helps with the writing a little bit, although I still am very much learning how to write on the iPad in terms of like lettering and stuff like that. And then I also did grab this, which is called this paper nano film. Moxie Life had recommended one that was, I thought, kind of pricey, and I wasn't willing to like spend that if I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not. So I did just grab this one, which was a much lower price point, and it's just supposed to make your screen feel a little bit more like paper. So far, so good. And I also like it actually really decreases the glare on the screen, which is also really helpful. So anyway, I will have both of those linked on my Amazon storefront in case you're curious. So the app that you use is called GoodNotes, and you can get the Moxie Life planners on here. So I actually do even have like the Moxie Life 2025 like weekly planners and stuff like that, so you can see what that looks like, and then you could turn it this way and kind of scroll through, you can link it to your Google Calendar. It's obviously really hard to see on the screen there. Here's like a little sneak peek of the Reflections book that I've been working on. If you want to see more of this, stay tuned for my annual goals reflections video. I'm going to be sharing a lot more of my digital planning stuff there since I have been using this to do my year-end reflections, but I thought I would just mention it. And if you want to see more of the digital planning stuff for me as I get to know it better, definitely just let me know and I'm happy to try and make that happen. So here is the Laurel Denise Mini Project Planner. This, as I said, is the undated edition. So this planner open is 18.625 inches by 7.25 high. So closed, it's like 9.875, so just under 10 inches and 7 1/4. So just like a little bit bigger than a 7x9 planner. Can show you what it looks like on top of my Moxie Life there. So like if you, it's pretty much the same size as a 7x9 planner, like slightly off from that, if you stick it, if you stick the Laurel Denise planner sideways. So just for reference, in case you're wondering like how this is gonna look on your desk open, because the thing about these Laurel Denise planners, not the new portrait planners if you've seen those, but these Laurel Denise planners, they do open pretty wide. Personally, I love that, but it's definitely not for everyone. It does come clipped with a ruler. It's also got these stickers. I definitely have a video somewhere of it on my channel going over this, but this is an older planner. I bought this a while ago when it came out, and then I didn't use it for a while, but decided to give it a try when I wanted something like a little bit more small and streamlined for social media planning. So you do have like a monthly goal thing here. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. And then it kind of dives right into the planner. Like I said, I have been using this, although I accidentally skipped a month in here. So I'll have to come back and use this one. It is undated. There's no, like the regular Laurel Denise planner, the vertical and the horizontal has the weekly pages running in the middle, and it's like Dutch door style, so you can still see the calendar. But this is just the monthly page and then the dashboard page, or in this case, the project planning page. So it's just divided into 4 dot grid columns. I've really been liking this. Just set up the calendar, set up these columns, and you're good to go. And that's kind of all I need. Here's my December setup. And I'm just gonna keep going with January. I'll just have to debate if I'm gonna go in and backfill that page that I accidentally skipped over, or if I'm just gonna keep going and then see what happens at the end of the year. But anyway, there are some other pages in the back, but I did just want to show you the kind of main planning page here. This is also on very thick paper. It's like almost cardstock, to be honest. And usually then the inside pages of the Laurel Denise planner are like 120 GSM, and then the outside pages again are like what you would consider tab paper, almost. Like it honestly feels thicker even than like Archer and Olive paper. So you can use literally any markers on this. Nothing is gonna bleed through it, which is also really nice. So that is the Laurel Denise Mini Project Planner. This is undated. It's available on their website even now. It's $44. I do have a discount code for them. I will put that across the screen. As always, all of my links and codes are down in the description below. But yeah, that is my content planner for 2025. Okay, now for the main event, my Moxie Life planner. Just gonna do like a really super quick flip through to show you some of the features. If you wanna see more of this in depth, check out my Moxie Life review crew video from this year. I've got like a full, very detailed flip through. And also stay tuned for my goal setting videos. I haven't started all my goals in here yet. I'm still finishing up my reflections, but that will be coming to the channel super soon. So stay tuned for that. And I will be filming goal setting videos and plan with me's in here, weeklies, monthlies, everything all throughout next year. So stay tuned, so much more to come. I did also wanna mention though a couple of accessories before we dive into the planner. This year the covers are interchangeable, reversible vegan leather, so super cool. You can switch this cover, which is, I have the Dream Big one, which is this really cute white polka dots. I'm gonna start the year with that, but you can reverse these and it's got this cute little gingham on it. And then I actually have 2 other sets of covers as well. And I also have a Moxie Life horizontal planner because my review crew order was kindly gifted to me this year from Moxie Life, and I got a vertical and a horizontal, so I actually have even another cover. But so there were more covers available, and this one in particular, Blackberry Fields, which was the artist cover a couple of years ago and is like probably my all-time favorite cover. So I'll definitely be using that at some point this year. And this cover was designed by Cindy Gunter Baldo, who's Llama Loves Letters, if you are familiar, and I just absolutely love this design. it's definitely like my all-time favorite Moxie cover. And then I also have this very large folio. I haven't set this up or anything yet, but I do think I am gonna use this, especially while I have the white cover on, because it's just so pretty and I don't wanna get it dirty. But you can just kind of slide your back cover in here, and these folios are really, really big. They're designed to fit the Moxie Life with the giant coil, plus hold lots of other things. There's like a pocket in, there's so many pockets here, plus there's this whole pouch where you can, you know, stick all kinds of different stuff and everything, and you can like really chunk this up. You can see even with the planner in here, you've got like plenty of space to grow into that, but I just thought that would be nice to kind of keep the planner sort of protected there. And then not new this year, but I'm sure we'll be using these a ton as we plan. If you are a fan of color coding, Moxie Life does make a set of highlighters and a set of dot markers. These are very commonly referred to as like the Moxie markers. Well, these ones are even called the Moxie markers. They look a lot like the Zebra mild liners, but they are perfectly matched to the Life area colors, and they're even printed on them. So that's the spiritual and personal growth one. So just a really fun set of highlighters. They work really well. I've had these for 2 years, I think, because that's when they came out, and then the dot markers were new either like last year or the year before. So I've had these for quite a while. Again, just a set, you know, very similar to like the Zig dot markers, but the color match is really great between these. And in particular, the color match to the Life areas is really good. But the color match to each other is identical because they actually use the same ink for the highlighter and the dot marker. So that for me is like the even bigger draw. I can go through my highlighter collection and kind of match pretty closely to the Life areas with like the Amazon markers and all my mild liners and things like that. You can get like fairly close or close enough, but having the exact match with the dot markers and the highlighters is so nice. And then of course, you know, I'm a big fan of stencils as well in my planning. So the Moxie stencil is this one in silver. I use that all of the time. And then my other stencils, my other favorite stencils are these clear acrylic ones from Chrissy Ann Design. So I really am just like a huge fan of using stencils in planners. Helps just keep those to-do lists very neat. Anyway, let's take a quick look at the planner. So like I said, this is the vertical weekly edition. It is a lined vertical, which is so nice. So at the beginning here, you have like a year at a glance, and then you get into all of the wonderful goal setting work. Again, if you want to see this in more detail, either stay tuned for my goal setting video or head over to my Moxie Review Crew order video. I will link that in the description below. But so there's just tons of pre-work in here to help you set your annual goals and space then to write your annual goals. So again, so this is my 4th year in the Moxie Life system. This is my 1st year using the flagship planner and using this big 7x9 size. So I'm really excited to dig into this. The past 3 years I have used the quarterly companion notebooks, which are A5 size, but the pages line up exactly. These are my goals from last year in the companion notebooks. I'm actually really obsessed with how these look, so I definitely will be drawing some inspiration from these. Even though goals-wise, things did not go super well last year, setup-wise, I'm really loving that. But anyway, so you get some pages for your annual goals, and then you get into your monthlies. So this planner does have tabs. The tabs are just printed on the regular planner paper, which is 120 GSM, like super nice planner paper. It's a very neutral feeling paper. And then each one has just like a little Moxieism on it. And then on the back of that is the monthly calendar. This is a very neutral planner, which I appreciate as someone who loves stickers. Your monthly pages do have some quotes on them. But everything is like in a space where you could easily cover it with washi or stickers, however you want to set up your planner. There is a little teensy bit of color on the monthly spreads, just kind of in the circle around the numbers. It's very unobtrusive though, and also would be easy to cover with date dots. My big debate for right now is whether I'm going to redate the monthly spreads to be Monday start instead of Sunday start. I just much prefer a Monday start spread. But I also like not having to redate things, so it may vary from month to month. We'll have to see. But anyway, that's the monthly calendar. Then you get your monthly goals pages. Again, you do have a quote up there. Fortunately, I have lots of Moxie washis that also like match this color scheme, so I can just kind of cover that. I just prefer no quotes on my planning pages. And then it goes right in from the monthly pages to the weekly pages. So this is the first week in the planner. It is the split week, the week that starts December 30th. So you have your weekly actions here, and then you have your reflections page here. The reflections page is actually new this year. It got a new format over last year. This was the biggest interior change to the planner, and it's now now got like this little mini bullet journal set up. So it's printed really softly along the side. It says wins, working, not working, lessons, and adjustments, which have always been like the suggested journaling prompts for your weekly reflections, but now they're actually just printed on the page. And then this is dot grid, and it's like subtly marked so that you could draw boxes, dividing it into 5 areas. And then at the bottom here, you've got a coaching tip, which was there last year, but then you also have a journal prompt and an affirmation. So just like a little bit more guided stuff to kind of help you out with your reflections and with your journaling process. So we'll see how I end up using this page. Like I said before, I'm really loving reflections and journaling on the iPad, so I may be doing some of that digitally this year, although my physical plans will be going in this planner. So here is what the spread looks like. It is the neutralist of neutrals on the weekly spread, which I so appreciate. Even like blank here, no shading, no gray, anything like that. The only little bit of color on the page is at the very bottom. The last line has the little life area compass right there, super, super small. And then that is just intended to be used as like, you can use it to do gratitude or a power appointment, whatever you want, just like a little marker there. That did used to be a heart, but I think 2 years they changed it to be the compass wheel. But other than that, the planner is super, super, super neutral. And I love the lined vertical layout. The reason that I went with this planner this year as my main every week I'm going to be filling this out planner is because this is the planner that I used the most last year and that I liked the best last year of all the different layouts that I've tried out. Lined vertical is, to me, is the perfect layout because I started planning in an hourly planner and that's like very much how my brain works. But I don't always like have enough stuff to really fully utilize an hourly the way it's intended. A lot of times I just have a bunch of projects or things that I'm working on and no time set for anything. So I love that the line vertical is kind of the perfect mix of just the vertical layout and the hourly. It just orients your brain that way and still gives you the flexibility. This works great with stickers. It works great without stickers. So I feel like this is such a good fit for me. So I'm really excited to be kind of committing to this for the year. So we'll see how that goes. It's been a few years since I've like really committed to a weekly planner like this. And then the sidebar for this planner is on the right-hand side and it's split but just between a lined to-do listing area with nothing printed on the top, and then you do have space for your habits down here. And then that rolls right into the next week, so you've got another set of weekly reflections and then the weekly actions for next week. So it just goes kind of every other spread, goals and reflections, weekly planning, goals and reflections, weekly planning, and then at the end of the month, after your last week in the month, you have your monthly reflections, and then it dives into the next month and starts all over again. So that is my Moxie Life planner and all of the other planner and planning accessories that I'm planning to use this year. Let me know what's in your lineup this year. Are you planner hopping? Do you have one main planner that you're committing to? Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited for 2025. Stay tuned, so much more fun stuff coming up here on the channel and also over on Instagram and TikTok at My Crafty Plans. I am getting all set up for 2025. Reflections vlog, annual goals, fun hauls, all the things are coming. It feels so good to be back, so stay tuned for more. As always, thanks for watching, happy planning, and bye!